Welcome to the stock workout where we flex on the market to make gains. In this video, we're going to be talking about Healthier Choices Management Corp, ticker symbol HCMC. This is a stock that's been receiving a lot of hype recently, and I've been seeing a lot of price targets set at $1, $20, $25 even. And I just wanted to go through the bearish and bullish case for this stock, so be sure to wait and hear everything that needs to be said in this video. I wanted to make this to give everybody a real world case of the bullish case and the bearish case for this stock, because I believe a lot of people are being misled on social media and on YouTube. This is a stock that started off getting hype from Wall Street bets, so I think everybody should know what they're getting into so nobody is misled. So I'm going to try and clear up a few things and put forward a few cases, a few scenarios that you can decide on yourselves, but everybody should be aware of it, because it's easy to say that a stock will reach $1 or a stock will reach $5 or $20, or it might go up by 500%, but in reality it may not. It may fall well short of that. However, there may still be a bullish case, so I'm going to be running through that today. Now, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so I can keep bringing you more content. So, to start off with, if we do a brief company overview, Hcmc is a US-based publicly traded company specializing in providing consumers with healthier alternatives to everyday lifestyle choices. Now, they have three parts of the business, one being an intellectual property suite, the second being a form of a grocery business, which they have a few different moving parts too. So it holds Adda's Natural Market, an 18,000 square foot full service grocery store that serves Fort Myers, and it has three other health and nutrition locations and grocery stores. Now they have different things within them, sort of for example, organic juice and smoothie bar, coffee bar, fresh baked daily goods, and the third part of their business is a vaping business. So it has 9 wholly owned vape stores across the southeast of the United States. So that's a quick company overview of HCMC. And now if we take a look into what has got everybody hyped up, it is this part of it, which is the SEC filings. So this is what has got people hyped up recently. It was the SEC filings of the CEO, the CFO, directors buying shares. It was these four here. It was filed on the 17th of Feb. So if we take a look here quickly, we can see that 1.1 billion shares were bought by the CEO. His name and address is here. Issuer and information is all on this. So CEO buying 1.1 billion shares is something that will flag up, and people will take notice of it, and that is a sign of good things for the company. The CEO buying shares and investing within the company he works in is a sign that they are going to do great things. Now, he wasn't the only one to buy shares, so if we go on to the next one, we can see that the president and COO bought 800 million shares. After that, we can see that the CFO bought 300 million shares, and lastly we see that the director bought 50 million shares. Now that is a lot of shares that people within HCMC, within the company, are buying, which indicates to outside investors that there is something good that is about to come from this company and from the stock price. Now this is speculated to be because of their patent infringement lawsuit against Philip Morris. So if we take a look at that, basically in a nutshell, we can see that HCMC sees patent rights in connection with the IQOS, an alternative tobacco product, is apparently being marketed and sold by Philip Morris. Philip Morris claims that it is currently approaching 14 million users and has reportedly invested over $3 billion in their smokeless tobacco products. Now this is a number to take note of, $3 billion. Do take note of that and remember that, because I'm going to come back to that in a little while. Now Philip Morris have until the 26th of February to respond, and Hcmc management, the officers within the management of the company buying up shares, is a good sign that maybe Hcmc could potentially win this lawsuit, or they may settle with Philip Morris externally out of court. That might be why we have seen the Hcmc management buying up more shares. Also, if we take a look at Philip Morris's insider trading, so this is Philip Morris insider trading, we can see that in the sell section you have got these two officers sold 2,000 shares each. Now they've sold 2,000 shares each within the last few weeks of February. However, I don't think that that's as significant as people are making out. The reason being, they sold it at a price of $85 and $84. They sold 2,000 shares, however they're still holding on to 16,602 shares for one officer, and the second holding 23,963. So they haven't even sold a majority of their shares. Now, nobody knows exactly what's going on internally apart from the people working within the company. However, when you see one company's management buy up a whole load of shares, it does make shareholders think that, you know, they are potentially going to win this patent infringement. And then when you also see the other company, so Philip Morris, selling 2,000 shares, it does seem like maybe they are panic selling, because maybe they may lose the court battle, or they may be settling with Hcmc. However, it's not that significant, 2,000 shares each, and they're still holding on to a majority of it. So I think this has been slightly hyped over the internet. And that brings me on to this article over at Seeking Alpha. So this basically says that the business is unprofitable, and Healthier Choices had a negative working capital of $4.2 million as of September 2020. Now, it also says the main driver behind the company's soaring share price seems to be the high retail investor interest, which emerged a few weeks ago. This was on Wall Street Bets. Many investors seem convinced that Healthier Choices has a chance to win a patent infringement lawsuit against Philip Morris, which I think is unlikely. Now, the writer for this article thinks it's unlikely, however, it can go either way. As we know, Philip Morris doesn't have one patent infringement lawsuit against them, it has two others as well, so in total that gives 3 patent infringement lawsuits against them. Scrolling further down, we can see here that at the time of writing, Hcmc had a valuation of over $800 million. That has now fallen down to $367 million. After the sell-off in the last week or so, it was at a price of 0.0065, and there was a sell-off down to 0.0035, which is why you saw the market cap decrease by roughly half, just over $400 million. Then if we take a look back at the article again, it gives an overview of the business, it crunches a few numbers and talks about the profitability, their sales, net sales, gross profit. And then if we go further down, it says here, so how is a small company with an unprofitable business getting valued at over $800 million? The answer is a lawsuit and retail investors. Retail investors are betting a lot on Hcmc winning this lawsuit. However, when we took a look at the lawsuit's information, we could see that Philip Morris had reportedly invested over $3 billion into this product. Now that's $3 billion they've invested, and from a patent infringement, it's highly unlikely that they settle for the full $3 billion. So if we take a look at the article, if we go further down, we can see that it says, I don't think Healthier Choices has the resources to drag on this Philip Morris lawsuit for long, and the company could be hoping for a quick settlement. This may be why we've seen the company's management pick up more shares over the last week. It might be because they may be settling, externally out of court. They might be settling within just between the two companies themselves. But if we do take a look at this bit where it says, I don't think Healthier Choices has the resources to drag on this Philip Morris lawsuit for long. That is true. Reason being, HCMC's market cap is at 367 million, HCMC, and Philip Morris's market cap sits at 133 billion. Philip Morris is a giant compared to HCMC. But it could go either way, so we're not going to write it off. Also, keep in mind that the news for the lawsuit, it picked up retail investor interest recently, as it says here, just 3 weeks ago on Reddit. However, the lawsuit was actually submitted at the end of 2020, and I believe it was in November. So it does sort of beg the question that, is this just a sort of a pump and a dump? Is it just a hype stock? It's a very risky play. It can have significant upside if they win the lawsuit. However, it can also come crashing back down. So this is a high risk, high reward play. Now I want to go through a few numbers with you. As we've already seen, the market cap for HCMC is 367 million and the market cap for Philip Morris is 133 billion. Now I want to clear up a few things that I've been seeing online, whether this stock can go to $5, whether this stock can go to $25. Now I'm going to do a quick calculation for you. The total outstanding shares for HCMC, if we see here on Yahoo Finance, we can see that the total outstanding shares are 105 billion shares. Going through a few predictions that we've seen online, if we start off on the high end, one that I've seen is $25. 105 billion shares at a share price of $25 gives a market cap for HCMC of $2.6 trillion. Just put that into perspective. Is this company with 9 vape stores and a few grocery stores, and it has patents and over a patent infringement case that's worth $3 billion, are they going to have a total market cap of $2.6 trillion in the near future? Highly unlikely. $2.6 trillion even exceeds Apple's share price. As you can see, Apple's share price here is $2.18 trillion. That's the first point I wanted to make. So the next point I wanted to make is, if we scale that down a bit and go to the next guesstimate that I've been seeing online, is can the share price go to $15? $15 still gives it a market cap of $1.5 trillion. Highly unlikely that's going to happen too. So if we scale it down and go towards the lower end of it, we've seen predictions of $5. $5 gives it a market cap of $525 billion. Is HCMC worth $525 billion when Philip Morris, the company suing, is only worth $133 billion? The patent infringement is worth $3 billion. Right, let's scale it back once again. Now, one of the lowest ones I've seen is a price prediction of $1. Even at $1, that gives a market cap of HCMC of $105 billion. Once again, is this patent infringement worth $105 billion, which would put HCMC's market cap at roughly the same as Philip Morris? No, it's not. Also, bear in mind that Walmart's market cap is at 391. So when you see market caps of when you see price predictions, of HCMC of $5 and it gives HCMC a market cap of $525 billion, that eclipses Walmart. HCMC and Walmart, they're on very different levels at the moment. Over this patent infringement, you are never going to see HCMC eclipse Walmart's market cap. So now if we look at a sort of best case scenario and we consider the fact that the patent infringement is worth $3 billion and the HCMC market cap is at 367 million, if they were to win the full $3 billion, if Philip Morris were to pay out $3 billion to HCMC you know, we might see their market cap swell up to $3.5 billion. $3.5 billion is a best case scenario. So if we take the $3.5 billion as a best case scenario and divide it by the number of shares that are outstanding currently, so if we divide that, that gives a price per share of 0.033. 0.033. So that is potential 10x upside. So when you see people saying 250x upside or 500x upside, that is clickbait. That's not true. That's not, they're not being real. They are trying to hype up this stock even more, to a point that it may not even be possible to reach. So in a best case scenario, if they do win the full 3 billion from the patent infringement, you may see it 10x. But you also got to consider, are Philip Morris actually going to pay out this full $3 billion? If they're settling out of court, they will reach an agreement. That agreement is unlikely to be the full value of the patent infringement. You also have to bear in mind that a company like Hcmc with a market cap of 367 million, as deep as their pockets go, they would have hired the best lawyer they can for this patent infringement. Philip Morris would have also done the same. They have 3 patent infringements against them, which I think is really bad for the company. And, you know, maybe they may have stepped over the line with all 3 of them if 3 companies are going against them. But they have deeper pockets. They do have deeper pockets. So the deals that they strike will be sort of more favorable to them. It will do great things for Hcmc because it is a much smaller company, but this is one of them high risk, high reward plays. There may be quite a bit of upside. You may see it go anywhere from, you may see the stock go anywhere from sort of 2x to 10x upside, but 10x is sort of the ceiling that I'm estimating there to be at this moment in time, given where the company stands. So when you do see people doing crazy predictions like 250x or 500x, just be wary of it. Just be wary of it, because things are not always what they seem. It's easy to say that this stock will reach $1, but $1 gives it a market cap of 105 billion. That's not going to happen overnight. That's not going to happen in sort of the near future as a short-term investment. It may happen a few years down the line if Hcmc expand their business, but over one patent infringement worth $3 billion, this stock is being hyped up a lot. Me, myself, I do hold shares in it, and I got in at the 0.0017 mark, so I'm up just over 100% on it. However, I am aware of this, and I did take a small position in this stock because I knew it was a high risk, high reward play. I don't think I'm gonna 100x or 250x or even think this stock's gonna reach $2, let alone 5 or 25. So I took a small position in it, and I am up on my money. However, I am wary that the results for this, the response, for Philip Morris to give is due on the 26th. They may settle out of court. I am keeping an eye on Hcmc's management buying more stock, and Philip Morris selling slightly small amounts of their stock. However, you may see an upswing in this, or it may come back down. This is one of them high risk, high reward plays, as I've said. But I just wanted to make this video so that everybody's aware of what they're going to be getting into or what they're in. And from that, you'll know a good time to get out as well. Because if you're in at this at, say, for example, like me at 0.0017, you don't want false hope that this is going to reach $1 when it is very, very difficult for this to do so. Before that, you're most likely going to see a massive sell-off, and this stock may come crashing down if it doesn't win that patent infringement. Even if it does, it may go up, but it may not go up as much as you would have wanted it to do so. It is a highly volatile stock. So these are the points I wanted to make, and just make it clear to everybody. Do your own due diligence. Don't believe everything that you just read online and read on people's posts or on stock tweets or on Reddit, because just like they have written that post, you could have also written that post, and you could have misled a lot of people. So if we now take a look at the charts, I've gone through the main points that I've wanted to. If we take a look at the charts, so from the 8th of Feb, we did see a massive run up. People who had the stock down here would have seen huge increases, maybe 5x, maybe 10x. From there, we saw quite a big sell-off. So the market cap even went from around 800 billion down to 367. That goes in line with the stock price. It's sort of around halved. It's been on a downtrend in the last week. This downtrend could have been due to the market sell-off. It could be due to the fact that this stock was sort of hyped up and pumped a little bit. On Friday, we did see it barcoding. So this stock is one that we need to keep an eye on in the next week and see where it's headed. You know, if they come out with the patent infringement case has been settled, Hcmc was awarded some money, you will see this price run up, and it can run up pretty quick. But just as quick as it runs up, you'll see a whole load of profit takers and the price may come back crashing back down. In the last week, it's been setting lower highs and also been setting lower lows. Volume has increased massively, and this would have been to a whole load of speculative trading. So, you know, as speculative traders, they'll pump up a stock and they will take their profits and walk away. So I just want everyone to be aware of that and be mindful of the points that I've made when buying or selling this stock. There can be a run up. You know, if they get awarded the full 3 billion, you might see it 10x, but it is not going to start reaching $1, let alone 10, 15 or 20. On the technical side of things, the 20-day EMA has crossed below the 50 and the 100-day moving average is close to crossing below the 200-day moving average. So slightly in bearish territory, maybe due to the market sell-off, maybe due to profit takers, because people have already, you know, 2x, 3x, 4x their money. I think everybody currently is just waiting for the outcome of this lawsuit, and then we'll see where the stock price is heading. If any of you have invested in this stock, leave a comment down below. Let me know what price you got in at, and let me know what you think of the points that I've made. There is a bearish case to this and there is a bullish case to this, but there's a lot of misguidance online for this stock, and it is being hyped up more than it is actually worth. Just trying to keep it real with everyone. So if you appreciate that video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel so I can keep bringing you more content, and I'll see you on the next one.